This Sonic Fog tutorial is to demonstrate the ability of the Joomla content management system to work with Amber Subs in a way that we can produce the seasonal page and get it linked to the seasonal snapshot page. Now, in addition to the high school youth ministry and the middle school youth ministry links, I've added another link which you can see under here in features of TED's demo category. So instead of going to YMA high school or middle school, I'll go to TED's demo category. And we'll see a simulated page that comes up that simulates the seasonal page, where we've got the winter icon would be here, the components would be in here, the next season icon for spring would be here, and then the links are the icons to the Access Resource Library would be here. Okay, now we're showing winter at this point. How did we produce this page under the CMD YMA TED's demo category, which is simulating like youth ministry, access middle school, or high school? Well, if we go to the back end, I've set up a category here, and you can see it's called the YMA TED's demo container, and you'll find YMA Youth Ministry Access High School container, YMA Youth Ministry Access Middle School container, and also the Fashioning Faith container. What I've done is I've created a seasonal container page, and the name container means nothing. It's just a name. It could be named whatever you want it to be. But what I've done here is I've created a seasonal container for the TED's TED's demo seasons here. And it tells you this container will hold 2 articles below. One will be published and the other will be for future use. So what I have here is the article. I'm calling an article, and I can show you how to do this. All you do is you go down to the bottom here and you say insert article. And what it's going to do, instead of actually inserting the article, it's going to insert this code right here that represents the article within this other article or container. And that's why we're calling it a container, because the container is holding additional articles. But you just click on this and it takes you to a place where you can find the articles that you want. And when you click on the name, and I'm going to cancel this, but when you click on the name of the article you want, it adds this code in there automatically. So what I've done is I've added the winter 2010-2011 on top, and below it I've added the spring 2011. Okay? And then I would save that. Before I did that, though, I would need to have those 2 pages built so that I could include them in that container. So I've got the spring 2011 here and the seasonal winter 2010-2011 here. Now, they're very simple pages like we talked about, we saw earlier. They're just representing what a seasonal page would look like with links and icons to the components in the next season, that type of thing. But the key to the whole thing is over here in this area where I've got a start publishing date, and I'm not sure exactly what your dates are, but for winter I chose it would start publishing on the 1st of January at midnight, and then it would finish publishing on the 31st of March at 23:59:59 right here. Okay, and now if we go back to the seasonal snapshot container, the seasonal container here, you'll see that I've got that article right here. So as long as we're in between those 2 dates, the published date and the published down date, this article will show. Then after that, I've got another article listed that's not published yet because it's created but it's not published. And in the meantime, I can be editing the spring 2011 until it's ready to go. So I'll go to the spring 2011 page in my container, and it's right here. And you'll see that it's not going to publish up until April 1st and come down on June 30th, if that in fact are the dates that YMA uses. And it's got the spring thing. So just to kind of demonstrate what that would look like, since today is February 8th, I'll say, well, let's start publishing this, I'll say yesterday, February 7th, instead of waiting till April. So I've changed that. And I'll go back to the winter one, and I will take it out by changing its published down date, or its finished publishing date. I'll put it to a date in the past just to demonstrate how this works. But let's say it was to stop on February 6th, which I'm typing in there, and save it. And if I go back to the front end and I look at now we've simulated the dates moving forward now by unpublishing one and publishing another, but if I go back to the YMA and then I go to TED's demo category, instead of seeing the winter now, I should automatically see the spring. And here it comes. And there it is. There we're seeing the spring 2011 page, the spring category, and the summer as the next category. So essentially what you have is one active category and one that's going to be a category for the future, that you can edit that one that's not active to be the future page. This demonstrates the capability of having the automatically switching seasonal pages.